It's your boy Bleeve.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeve. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
This it's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. It is Sunday. If you are in the East Coast, it's afternoon. If you're anywhere else, it's not quite yet. So what we're doing is just basically an emergency kind of let's see what's going on with the market sort of move to see what's happening in the broader markets everywhere. Yesterday we did meme coins. That was pre-recorded. Today we're going live. We're going to talk about we're going to go back into meme coins, and we're going to look at Bitcoin, decide where we think that it's going to go, and we're going to stay away from news. We're just going to focus on the tokens and see where everything is, where it goes, and you know, maybe, just maybe, we can find a gem out of all of it, or maybe we already found a gem and now we get to see it start to grow. So let's start off with and I've got a big list. A lot of this is some of the stuff from yesterday. Across the top over here on Dex Tools, you can see that viral is number one. Viral is down 41%, so it's just a massive sort of sell-off. So you'll see some things across the top over here, and we'll be covering most of it, but you know, in a broader context, you may not really see something. But by the way, if you haven't already, go check out common-wealth.io. I've got one of their NFT. I've got two of their NFTs now. This is one of those situations in which I don't want to take a whole lot of time today, but if you just go to common-wealth.io about these Genesis NFTs, and you really start to look into the people that are behind this project. These are some really big time people, really good people. This is a major big project that's coming along. And if you didn't know, you know how your ass gets wrecked all the time because you buy a meme coin and it goes down, or you say, oh shit, and you make a bunch of money off a meme coin. You're like, I can do that again because I'm super smart. And you go do it on the next one and you still get wrecked. Or you know how you started out with a bunch of money, now you don't have a bunch of money. Well, Commonwealth is a trade fund idea. So this is the whole issue with Commonwealth is that you can get in on a trade fund with a bunch of people who were responsible for these are the people behind. And as you go right through here, you remember I was telling you guys recently about everything that Master Ventures was doing. Well, one of the members of this Commonwealth is one of the members that were at Master Ventures. So Activision Blizzard's Cardano Facebook, Wire, MetaVest, Intel, Google. You've got some big names behind everything. So I would venture to say that this is probably one of the best plays that you're going to be able to make. And then this will also, as you come down here, you can kind of look at this and you can see like this is just basically a platform that will allow you to invest your money and then let them work it for you. It's basically like a trading fund for cryptocurrency and broader markets. So check it out. It's really kind of cool. And now let's move on to what's going on in the broader markets. And since everybody wants to know what's going on with Luna, you can see right here, Luna Classic just absolutely went parabolic. When I say that, of course, at this point, we have to really say, I guess it's not parabolic, 30% up on the day, starting to move, continuing to pump. Now, when we're looking at this, we're looking at the wrapped ETH pair over here, or the wrapped BNB pair. Only an 8.49 million market cap, only 258,000 in trading volume. But when you get into the broader market and you start looking at what's going on Luna Classic, you see not only is it Luna Classic, but it's also USTC and Luna. And here is the spike. This is the day chart. As you look at the hour chart, this has been building up and fomenting for a period of time. Look at the volume that you can see down here. Also, look at the trend line over here. RSI just went out of its mind. Money flows are coming back in. And what happened over here? Well, what we achieved was parity on Luna. So as you can see right over here, Luna is pumping as well. Do Kwon is out of prison, no longer being held. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I think people are getting kind of excited right now, like maybe something could be happening here. Now, if you are, I don't want to, I want to preface this with, you should really start to look at some levels here. As you can see already, we're starting to retrace just a little bit from this level. In the event that this pumps up, then you got another level right here. These are massive amounts of resistance that have built up over time. So even if we break through this little mini level, we've got a big level right here. So before we start to celebrate, we're going to need to see this thing break out a little bit further above this level and start to try, I want to say right around 1500. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that we were sitting up here in this really nice pocket level, thinking that we are never going to see another zero again unless it's to the upside and we're dropping it. So, anything can happen. Let's just pay attention to the broader market and see what happens. Now, on to the broader market. Total market cap sitting at 4.4 billion, up on the day, 1.11 trillion overall. Bitcoin had a nice little move for the last couple of hours. You can see kind of dip down here in that 26.9 range. And then we just started to have a good move. Now, we're going to have more move out of this because we're still just kind of idling in the middle of this range toward the top now. But I want to say that if you really kind of start to look at something like a 4-hour chart, you can see here that we are in this bullish pattern, right? And it looks like we are moving towards a breakout, and that breakout could be coming at any time real soon. You zoom out here, you can see that the IS, you got nothing really massive that's going to be announced over the course of the week. You got the Joe Biden signed the debt ceiling bill, so things are all or have kind of fallen in place. I took a long on Bitcoin on MEXC. You can check it out if you want to. But I took a long on Bitcoin and set a take profit for the previous high, which was 31,046. I do think it's going to go higher, but I wasn't sure whether or not it would go higher in this little run. Now, if you come down here and look at, you're seeing the money flows starting to be in the positive. The weekly had turned and was coming back down, but you're seeing it start to immediately flip back up. The monthly, it did not mint a green one, but it minted what is probably the last of the pink ones. So I do think that we're at the spot right now where this cyclical thing kind of plays out, and we're on the way for a big run. Now, come back here to the last time the market changed from red on the monthly, from red on the monthly to green. You can see that right here. and that was right in here where Bitcoin was trading at $9,000, ran all the way up to $60,000. So that's the type of move that we're looking for to come real soon. So make what you want of it, but it looks to me like within a month or two, we are in just a dramatic move to the upside that's going to start coming fast, and it'll be pretty cool. But let's get in here to some of these meme coins and see what's going on. Chat GPT, as you can see, Cat GPT, I should have said. Cat GPT is on a little tear right now. I would expect more downside if you're looking to enter a position into Cat GPT. I'm not a player in this, but I would not touch it until it was at 6 zeros, 41.32. If you do this right now, if you get in at this point right now, if you FOMO because you think that it's going to make another run, you could miss the pump, by the way. But it broke the 61.8 line, and most probably means that it's coming down here to test where it should be testing, and that's 41.32. So if you can get into that position, then I would definitely do that. Otherwise, if you buy in right now, you're probably going to find yourself down 33% in very short order. Now, if it takes off and it starts to run, fair enough. But it's worth it for me to miss out on the pump as opposed to lose 33% of my money in the course of an hour or two. Because then, you're not winning that way. Jim's been around for about a month, and I want to warn you guys, something very weird is happening. Borat meme coin. All right. We'll check that out in just 1 second, Westside. Jim, and I want to tell you guys, and I want to issue kind of a warning about Jim here. Okay. You see this right here? This is something that pumped a while back. We had, this was back in May the 8th. So we're talking about a month ago, right? This thing went parabolic, and then it crashed and died. Then it had a little bit of a life. Then it came back down. And now it's pumping super hard again. Now, here's what I'm going to say. This is possibly the start of VC trying to remind you about some of these old tokens, because they think that as soon as they do that, the communities that are already built into these are going to start pumping this thing super hard again. And if that's the case, everybody's going to get wrecked even more, or one more time around, even the people who made money the last time. I would not trust something like this happening right now. Now, I do want to be wrong about it. I would certainly like to say that it's not what I'm seeing right now. But we're not seeing new money coming in. You're not seeing a bunch of new money. You're seeing first-time people selling as it starts to pump, and that would really make not much sense. And you can see that Jared from Subway's in here doing his thing, and that might be pumping it a little bit. But I'd be nervous. I'm very nervous about what's going on with Jim right now. I think this looks like you're getting. I think this looks like you're about to get wrecked. So be very, very careful with what happens over here. You can see right here, there's 4 ETH buys, and I'm seeing 4 ETH buys from, what's this, E9, E8. Let's make sure it's not the same thing each time. Yeah, it's going to be different wallets. So it's not the same wallet. That's a good sign. 4471. It is individual wallets, but you can see this one has made 7 buys over here and sells. So this is somebody who's just trading on it. Then you've got this one right here who's made a couple of buys. 2 buys totaling 7 ETH. Let's see what's going on Twitter before I make any kind of determination here, just in case. 2,679. There's no way this is gonna. Jim is trending on the DEX Tools app, CoinGecko, and on Buybot, second day in a row. This is just the beginning. Hope you're ready, because this is going to be one crazy week. One crazy week for what? Let's go find out here. Excited to announce that a previous advisor for growth and awareness to Roast Him Jim team, still Capo the GOAT, 125,000, CEO of Capo Capital. They have created a badass AI generative roast bot that has gained 75,000 organic follows in under 1 month. And I wanted to be there early at the ground floor. So it's an AI generative roast bot. So maybe, just maybe, this could be kind of fun. So Roast Him Jim has 78,000 followers, even though the token only has a few. So, I mean, maybe something happens, but we're going to have to see. I don't trust this at all. Even seeing that, I don't trust it at all. Luna, we already covered. Loyal's up 30%. Anybody who was fading Loyal, well, you know, we did have this downward move. I told you that something would break probably to the upside. We did this chart, and I told you guys, be warned that it was about to break out. Well, guess what? It broke out, but it's not breaking out high. So it seems to be that we still need a lot more to go on it. However, when you're looking at this, same as Grumpy Cat not that long ago, and I really don't want to do that. Let's do this and look a little bit better here. That we're looking at these where it's settling right now, and that doesn't really inspire me with confidence when I look at that. And the reason that I say that is because this is a descending wedge. That means that it's going to break to the downside. Now, if you're looking at it and you want it to be positive, you can make an argument. Well, it's settling down here, and it's got settlements coming down this way. And I mean, fair enough if you're looking at it that way. I just think that this sort of volatility is a lot of times brought about by trading bots. So if you come over here and you start going down here, you're looking at there's a trading bot here front running. There's another one here front running. So it kind of manipulates the way the charts look. So it's better to for the moment on a new token, especially to look at where it's actually settling, which is why we did that this time over here on both of on this trend over here and this trend right here. So doing the same thing kind of puts you at this maybe. I mean, maybe you can make that argument, and maybe you can make this tight little channel argument here. As I mean, that's reasonable to expect. So maybe it breaks out one more time. And if it does, I mean, maybe there's some tremendous upside. We'll see. It's going to take some time for it to develop and for it to play out. But for everybody who thought Loyal was dead, it's just getting started. Planet trading at 42.87, up 15.9% on the day. 42 million market cap, still 1.6 million in volume. This is going to come down hard, guys. I want you. I mean, look. Now this, by the way, this by the way is not your typical meme coin. It is playing out like a meme coin, but when you dig in, this is actually something that has maybe, just maybe, a little bit of longer term sort of stuff behind it, but it could also just be another meme with a manipulation happening right now. Again, 42 million, that's a lot when you look at these things that, and as you scroll down here, you're not seeing a whole lot of front running, but you are seeing a little bit. This one would make me nervous. This is too high to get. This is not an entry position, but you have to respect that it did hit its top and it did come out on the top one more time. But when we're talking about that, then you should go back over here and look at Ben. Now, Ben is starting to make a reversal and starting to get back to running again. Ben hit its high over here, and then Ben hit its high a second time over here, and then look how far down it came. So, you look at that cascade, and then you come back to Planet. What do you think is going to happen on Planet, right? And if Planet has an opportunity for another pump, then it's going to come down here significantly before you even need to touch it or try to make a play. Now the psyop is underway, 1536. We still haven't gotten the final batch of tokens yet, so we should clarify that. There's still you only have half of your tokens, but you're up significantly on the half of your tokens. So when my man Rodney just posted something about this not that long ago, and his question was, what do we feel about psyop? What do we feel about all this stuff right now? We feel pretty fucking good about it all. And the only people that would be feeling bad are the people that were looking to dunk on the chart and try to shit on it. So, I mean, Now, Borat, somebody came in here, West Side, I think it was, and was talking about Borat. Let's take a quick look at that. Don't touch this until there's okay. So This one's trading around the zero dropping line. It's got 5 zeros, 1040 right now, but this is only 11,000 in market cap, 717,000 or I'm sorry, 11,000 in trading volume, only 717,000 in total market cap. Liquidity is still very high and very good. So in the event that they can get something going, then this has got some potential to make a run, but it would be irresponsible if you were trying to get in at this level. If somebody's telling you that, because it's trading around that line, I would wait. If I'm doing anything at a minimum, this has shown itself to be a decent support line. So right here and right here tells me that most probably, if I want to get in and I want to take a shot, make a small buy at 89, 9,000, somewhere in that range, because otherwise you could be looking at you're gonna be super fucking upset, because this thing could go a long way down. I don't have I'm not going to take the time to look at a token sniffer or anything like that. You can go to Twitter over here, 4,372 followers. So that's not bad. If you want something that, that they might be having fun with it. But listen, today is the first day that I heard about it, and it's 8 days out, and I'm not completely in tune with all of the memes, but I do pay attention, and I am in this market all the time. This is the first time I heard about it. So their street team is not doing the greatest of jobs. So if I'm looking at it that way, then I would want to see more out of it. And if the street team gets it together and starts making sure that Borat shows up all over the place, then maybe this gets on a run, because Borat memes are super fun. And Sacha Baron Cohen is super hilarious. So I would certainly want to see something happen there. Off the Ben, since we barely covered it a little bit, 91.61, you're seeing another reversal. Ben just continues to show like strength and dominance, and so I guess we should really kind of look and see. It's trending off of all of the lines that I'm giving it each time I do that. So you can see right here that it really is just kind of, it looks like it's about to start trending in this upward channel. Now, this is early, so it may not. But if it does, then the next step on this little journey would appear to be up here in the 11 or 1200 range. Now, that's not to say that it will happen, because, it is trending upwards. So when that does happen, that usually ends in a dump. So I would be looking at this high over here at 1,050. So right here, even though that really doesn't make any sense though. So I would think 1,000. If you go to 1,000 again, I would probably look to take profit at that point. And I would think that maybe I keep looking for the ascending wedge to kind of break here. So if I'm doing this right here, and then I'm saying this 1,000 represents that resistance point, maybe not exactly there. Maybe it looks more like 99.50. But I'm looking for an ascending wedge pattern to sort of play out. If you look here and here and here and here and here and here and here, you can see that seems to be the spot. So if that's the case, then you are looking at like this could be a significant sort of move right here. And when I do that, I prefer like raise. So let's do that one more time with a ray right there. So maybe this is playing out in that ascending wedge pattern. If it is, then it could also no, I want to call it right about there. So maybe we have a breakout getting ready to happen. Now, I've been told, and I don't think it's a secret at this point, but there are some big things happening in the back. And I don't like one of the things I never like to say are there's big things happening, but I don't know what it is that's going on for Ben on the backside. I don't know how this is going to end up playing out. What I do know is that BitBoy is super bullish about it, and that should mean a lot and should give it an opportunity to act as a pretty big catalyst, right? And if that's the case, then I would say that it's got some potential for another tremendous run. Now, it does have to be pointed out that we got to go to ETH. We got to go look at Ben.eth because this is disconcerting if you're looking at what's going on here on Loyal. A couple of Ben's pretty active guy, but if you come back here a few hours, Ben's talking about taking control of the liquidity pool again on the Loyal token, so that he can fix it. I don't know that it's broken, but it's kind of weird here that Orange and Loyal. Orange are now number 1, number 2 on Blur. That seems like what he's, that seems like what he's into here right now. But as you come down here, you'll start to find. I am stalling, of course, but there is a post here somewhere down the line that says that he is looking to take control of the Loyal liquidity pool again. This might be close to the bottom for Loyal. It's somewhere right around here. Yeah, there we go. Just talk to our Twitter. It's bigger than you know. Probably nothing. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Trying to get control back of the Loyal liquidity pool as we speak. I'm doing crazy stuff behind the scenes, building for Sidex, so I know the project will be something. I'll manage the LP well, as I was already. Psyop LP looks strong. Now, BitBoy wanted control of the liquidity pool because he thought that maybe he could do a better job of managing it. And of course, what we ended up seeing when that happened was he just went ahead and had all of the tokens launched to everybody, and they immediately started selling. Well, that's because I think ETH Ben probably does a better job of managing it. And I think that, Ben probably should have let ETH Ben do his thing first before they did this. But I mean, it is what it is, right? But ETH Ben thinks that maybe he could take control of it again. Maybe he could get it back. Maybe they would agree to let him control it and fix it, because if it fixes, then it's good for psyop, which is now at 1537 and continuing to pump, which is driving Twitter maxis out of their minds. Ben is at 9,200, continuing to pump, starting to move back up to the positive side. But let's move on for now. We've got Bayo sitting out here at 5 zeros, 58.56. This might be dead. I don't know, but it's still got 1 million in liquidity, 1 million in volume, total market cap of 4.6. Still high dollars, right? So I would look to not enter, and I did say this yesterday, I would not enter into a position until it came down into one of my ranges down here. It did not come down to this range. It started to move back up, but if you look here at 45.26, which is when we kind of covered it yesterday, or 5,000, it's only up to 5,600. So maybe a 10% run over the course of the 1 hour period. It's up 8%. 6 hours, it's up 22.83. But in the 24 hours, up 1%. So, and I did this when it was on that downside. So it's probably a bigger pump since I really covered it. But I would not enter because this probably, and I don't want to say that it will, but other than this little breakout right here, if you start to put a trend line to where it's actually settling, you make a real compelling argument right now that it's not minting higher highs. We just see a little bit of a pump right there. This looks like it's probably the best spot right there. So this was like a little revival pump trying to get itself back in there for that little breakout move, but it didn't. So this is worth noting. Maybe it pumps up a little bit, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it doubles. You know what I mean? Maybe it doubles, but the more likely play out is for it to come back down here and start testing these lows again until there's some kind of sort of breakout. So keep your eye on that one. Grumpy Cat, 1365. Grumpy Cat had a very, very nice run. And from that very, very nice run on this breakout on the wedge, then came up here, started to form another sort of wedge pattern, had another breakout. Now it's falling into another candlestick sort of downward pattern. However, as you can see here, the volatility is starting to go down. The volatility isn't nearly as big as it was over here. So with that being the case, that means that the trade volume has started to decline. So now you have to look at it and say, well, can it still run? Is it still going to run? I like the team behind it. So I do think that it will. I think that it's got some tremendous opportunity. It is kind of, again, in another descending channel, which would mean potential for some upside, right? However, we do have to look over here. Now we did have this, we did have the pennant play out. If we were to take just and just kind of predict where it is. So let's say we have a breakout on it right about now, then we have to look at it from this context, and it might go a little bit higher. It might, it might have another little move up into this area here, but it's not really breaking way up. Like, we're not having real breakouts. What this really needs from a 5 million market cap is to get to about a 15 or 20 million market cap and maintain itself a little bit higher, because people are going to start getting tired. Now, at this point, Maya, Tim Tanner, Slum Doge, Fizzy, Dart, these guys are really deep into it, and then the developer, they're super into it. They're working super hard on it. But you do have to remember there is human emotion involved, and people will they will dump on a project. And I mean, that's really what you saw here, is the paper hands sort of dumping on the project. But the question is, did you find the level? And we really keep coming down here, and we're really testing the levels that we were testing weeks ago. So maybe it's just not ready for a breakout yet. But if it does break out, I mean, again, expect 20-25 million from Grumpy Cat. I would think 4 or 5x from where it is right now is not out of the way. I still would think that it would have an opportunity to do about a 50 million market cap, but it just, like, I'm not bearish on it. I just, again, you have to do the mechanics of exactly where you are, and this might be an opportunity right now. Wait just a little bit, see if it comes back down just a little bit more, see if this channel continues to play out on Grumpy Cat. If it does, then you've got some buy opportunity a little bit further down here. Otherwise, on this candle right here, you would be looking for it to actually break out and use this as support and start moving back up. And we'll see whether that happens or not. Cult, no change, nothing happening over here in 24 hours. You got this big spike over here, but that's a big spike making up for a huge dip that you just had. So, it does that every once in a while to reclaim some position. Now, the one thing that you can say is that it is continuing to mint higher highs over here for the last bunch of days. But that's going to break to the downside. I mean, it always does. That's why this line is down here. So I think that's going to happen. Shib's at 85.93. As we get closer and closer and closer, by the way, and we'll continue to get closer and closer and closer to the launch of Shibarium. That's going to be a monumental moment for Shib, and should be just a fantastic opportunity for gains on some price action. Now, remember, at this point on Shib, you're not going to make. It's not going. Look, it's an $8 billion project. It's not going to $100 billion. It's just not, right? So, and if it did, 12x is the maximum that you can get. But the money doesn't exist in the market for that to happen right now. Maybe in a bull market you got 30 or 40 or even 50 again. I mean, you never really know. But at this point, I would be looking at, if I bought in right here and I could get a 2x out of it, then I would be ecstatic, because look how much it took to get to that 2x the last time, right? It doesn't happen very much. It doesn't happen very frequently. It happened up here in February. It happened over here in October, but it's off of these lows. So if you're in this position where you're on these lows, when Shib does spike, and it will spike, when it does spike, you could double your bag. And if you double your bag, by the way, on Shib, or you get even close to doubling your bag on Shib, I would sell everything at that point. I would take my profit. I would move this chart back down here and rinse, repeat, and do that shit all over again. So, I mean, that's on you. You do what you want to do. Bloom, trading at 1542. Still got a decent amount of volume now. Came off of this big high over here, starting to move in this. It's moving down. So I mean, you could make an argument here that it is in a predictable sort of pattern. Again, it's kind of a descending wedge sort of playing out. If it spikes off of here, then you're probably looking at a new high. That new high would be, if it's in line with where it is right now, you're actually looking, I mean, it's almost playing out perfectly, right? So if you're looking at another breakout, then you're looking at a breakout to about 3x, so about a 374 million mark, $400,000 market cap, still short of $1 million, but that would be a significant breakout on Bloom if that were to happen. And it looks like we just got a spike in price on Bloom, so yeah, maybe it is gonna break out just a little bit. WAGMI 5290 didn't hold that momentum. Looks like all the money that was gonna get in here to kind of build up that FOMO and create that enthusiasm has already come in. It's not attracting new people, but one thing I will note over here is it's a 5% buy, 5% sell tax, and they're going to a zero tax very, very shortly. Volt listed itself on KuCoin in the last couple of days. We got a nice little spike up here to about 7,000. And from there, it's been all downhill since. This is the first on the 4 hour, which matters. On the 4 hour, this is the first green candle that we've had in several days. So hopefully that means that there is the start of a reversal coming. Now, the bad part here is this trend line has been broken. This trend line was a good indicator that you still had some upward sort of momentum. And now that upward momentum seems to have been broken. Now, that is a common occurrence, by the way, again, when you're in one of these types of channels. It broke to the upside very shortly and then came back down to retest the lows. So what's the next low that you're going to look for it to test? And the next low on it is about 5,600. So you could see a little bit more downside momentum on Volt, but I think really anything that goes down on Volt at this point is probably going to be short-lived. There is a concerted effort right now, I believe, to make some big moves and turn everything around in term, because to be fair, when you look at Volt on a longer term, you do see quite a bit of volume. So you don't always see it on Uniswap, because Uniswap is not a great indicator of what's really going on. You look at this volume over here: Gate.io 5.7 million, Huobi 2 million, KuCoin 1.5 million, MEXC 1 million, Poloniex down to 453,000. But I think that they were doing something with the V2 to V3, so they might be back in business now. And then as you go down the list here, 13 million in trading volume. So, significant amount of trading volume. So, I think that means that Volt's probably going to be seeing some more new listings a lot sooner than later. Then we got Pepe. Pepe just dunking. Look, every time I keep telling you guys, and I do want to be wrong. I really do. Okay. But when you bounce off 1208, you come up to 1330, you get a 10% little run right here, and then it's back down to the lows and the lows and the lows. So what I would be looking for Pepe at this point to add another zero. I know that people are saying, well, it's going to break out. It's going to have a gigantic breakout. Bullshit. This is the wedge that's playing out, right? This is a bearish pattern. Okay. Now, if you want to make the argument that no, we're actually in this descending channel, well, then fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can make that argument, and I'll buy that. But that means that this entire thing playing out this way, if we just kind of, go down here a little bit further and say that, this is where it is, right? Well, then we've got some significant more downside. So when it breaks out, it's going to start facing resistance, and its first level of resistance is going to be 1,400 right here. That's the first big level of resistance. So if you're already in, you're screwed, because it's not going beyond 1,400. It doesn't look like. If it does, It's going to get stuck at 1,500 right here. So you don't have that much room for, Pepe's not going to be life-changing anymore. That should be, it should be evident to people right now that more people are exiting than entering. So, yeah, I would say that Pepe's not done, but it needs a bull run. And by the way, if a bull run happens, and we really start to see just some massive move to the upside, and we start to see massive capital start to enter the market, then anything could happen here, and I would expect something to happen. But right now, just expect more downside and more. You still have opportunity to make something off of it, but play the bottom of this channel every time it hits the bottom, and then come back to play the top of this channel the same way. Look at this. It's just been doing it over and over and over again. So, don't play against this channel, because that's what it's doing. RFD's at 1657. Maybe it makes a move. Maybe it does something. But remember, I told you, I don't have faith that it's going to do anything at this point. Maybe it does. Maybe it turns around. Maybe it does. I don't see it. Dummy, I think, is dead. 500,000 market cap. That reversal never even happened. It just flatlined almost where it started. So I think that one's dead. Viral is coming down and then had the big reversal. So maybe, just maybe, that one has an opportunity to do something else. Mong, Crypto Bitlord, boy, getting a tattoo on your face of this piece of shit right here did not serve you very well, because Jesus Christ, it's almost back to the beginning. Rick, you got Pickle Rick out here. By the way, it's making its. I think Pickle Rick has another breakout on it. It's still got huge volume. If you look at your fib retracement tool, you can see that it did come down here to the 786 line, and then it moves back up. Now you got to look for a pattern. Is there a pattern? And the pattern does appear to be kind of a pennant right here. You could argue, but it really looks like it's descending. So I don't know if that's really what's going on. You can look at where the wicks are settling. But again, when you have a whole bunch of Jared from Subway doing his thing, then that's probably not going to be the greatest of signs. So maybe it breaks out one more time. If it does, make sure you take your profit on it. Don't get wrecked, because you're going to be screwed that way. Fish, 2.5 million market cap, or 2.5 million in trading volume, market cap all the way down to 279,000. This thing could not be more dead if you tried. It rejected that 78.6, and it is now just down. When you see something like this, that generally means that somebody did a pre-sale and then screwed everybody off of that pre-sale. When you come over here, 41,000 followers. When you see 41,000 followers on a brand new token that just launched, you know that it's being manipulated. This is a scam. Everybody here made a bunch of money at the top here and then is now just getting wrecked. So that's what happened there. I would not touch that. I would not trust that to do anything. Market right now oscillating at about 4 to 5 million in volume. Bitcoin, again, I entered a long on Bitcoin with a take profit at 31,040. So we'll see whether or not that plays out, whether or not that runs. Tuski looks like a good one, but consolidate. Let's go check that one out. I've been meaning to talk about that one as well. TUZKY. All right. I would super like this one, as a matter of fact. I would be concerned that as with some of these other ones, it's very difficult to read because it's brand new. Maybe if we look at the hour chart, we can get a better read on it. It is coming down kind of like this right here. And we've got this right here minting newer highs. So it's very possible that since it's brand new, that it's going to have a breakout. If I were going to enter a position, first, I would be looking to get in somewhere down here just so that I'm not risk heavy So I would be looking at a position somewhere in this 1,000 range where it seems to be bouncing off of that for support. But here's the thing. And I'm not telling you to buy this or not. I'm not telling you what to do here, but it is bouncing off of this range right here, right down here. And when it hits that sort of area, that could be a signifier that it's going to have a little bit of an upside. This could be like a 20 or 30% scalp that you could have off of it. If you come out here a little bit more, and let's take more of a overarching sort of look here. Could be, but it's not settling exactly right there. That might be a little bit better. So when you open up this channel, this is about a 25% gain if it consolidates in this area. Now, the problem with this is that a lot of this wicking is probably going to be bots that we're dealing with again. So let's calm that shit down just a little bit, and let's move it into this. Now, with a tighter channel, then you're looking at perhaps a move up here of about 22 to 23%. So Tuski could get a little bit of a run going. Now, if that doesn't happen, then it's coming all the way back down here to 1,000. So you make a choice for yourself on what you think about this position. Again, you could be looking at a 20 to 30% gain on a move from here right now. You could also be looking at a massive dump all the way back down to 1,000. Yeah, right around this level right here. So I would not want to take this risk right here. I would be looking for this one down here at 1,000. Seems to be a much better place, because look, if you do 1,000 right now and it goes back up to 1,500 where it is right now, that's a 50% gain, 50% yield for you in a very short period of time. So if that's the case, then that's where I would be looking to make my play. So if you are looking to make that play, then there we go. So that's the potential that I see. But let's get back over to broader markets. In the broader markets, I get this feeling that when the markets open in a few hours, and I don't know, by the way, that we don't see a massive dump. Okay. I want to preface this with we're looking at monthly charts right here. If we look at 4 hour, then we're looking at potentially a real big drop, because remember, this channel has been pretty faithful for this period of time. And just because it ends right here doesn't mean it's actually going to end. So it is entirely possible that we see a massive dump all the way back down. Now, I do think 25.2 is going to be defended, which if you look at liquidation, liquidity map over here, now remember, this is just 3, 5, and 10. This is not high liquidation, not high risk maps. But you can see right here, maybe you can grab a little bit of liquidity from this little area right here that would give us a nice impetus to make a bit of a run. But that remains to be seen whether or not that's even going to happen. The most likely scenario at this point would look like that we're going to get a move, a little bit of a move here, and then a move towards the upside in the next few hours. The debt ceiling is done. The weekend is over in about 5 hours. So trading, normal trading hours are going to start for at least the Asian part of the world. Maybe it's 4:30, so maybe about 4 hours. We'll see the Japanese and the Australian markets. We'll see them open up, and there'll be some volume that you see right there. But it remains to be seen. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. And you guys be very careful in your trading. I do think we got some tremendous upside coming, but we could also see a liquidity grab and a massive move to the downside. So be very, very, very careful for the next few hours. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links